Morning, everybody. It is 8:26 a.m. Welcome to my channel. Now, this one's going to be a brief one today. I have to take my daughter to gymnastics. All right. So basically, this market's kind of taking a rest. It's very bullish right now. Market tried to correct. It did. And now we broke out of a large consolidation. And NASDAQ has more to go. Okay. It's not at all-time highs. Let's see if that makes a difference or not. As for me, Friday, I did take a long 3 point shy of my target, and then it hit my break even. So last week I had two trades, two break evens. Hopefully this week I have more opportunities. All right, let's get right into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steve Gonzalez. I use market profile and bond profile to find structure in the markets, longest supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That is my edge. It's where I come up with my game plans. Once the market opens up, I use my market internals. Let me know where money flows are going off the open. All right, a little ICT, anchor VWAP. My weekly expected move indicator for Thinkorswim that I give away for free on my Discord, as long as gamma flip points weekly and monthly I give away for free on my Discord as well. Hopefully you join me every morning. Subscribe, set that alert. Give you the market news, economic calendar, leaders and laggards, technical analysis, and I always give you the long and short trade scenarios in the Nasdaq and the ES futures later on in the stream. If you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That's Confluence Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. Let's go right into futures watch list. All right. Who's leading today is the VIX. The VIX is up 3.336%. Crude up 1.5%. Silver up 0.79. 10-year yields up 0.32. Dollars up 0.21. Bitcoin's flat. 30-year bonds flat. ES flat. And Q flat. Dow is basically down slightly. Russell down 0.18. Ethereum down 0.29. And gold down 0.31. Very muted market this morning. All right. Mag 7s. Meta coming up with their own AI, I believe, up 2.14%. Google up 0.81. Who's lagging today? AMD down 1.11%, Apple down 1.13%, Micron down 1.5%, Intel down 4%. Okay, so money's coming out of memory stocks. Okay, some semis. Okay, hence why market's pulling back right now. Okay, makes sense. All right. Let's look at top sector stocks. NEM miner up 2.91%. So dollar pulling back, metals getting some love. That's what's been going on. Okay. Chevron up 0.77, Exxon up 0.68. Lagging. Salesforce software down 0.75. Palantir software down 0.190. All right. Moving on to sectors. Sectors, we have the leader, energy. Energy's up 0.63, hence crude, right? Communications up 0.31. Hence Meta and Google. Really not a lagger here. Is technology down 0.14, but that's not a lot. All right, moving on to the economic calendar for this week. Okay, today we have nothing. Tomorrow we have existing home sales. Then we have CPI, PPI rest of the week. Trump's schedule today. I don't really see anything on the horizon. Okay. This is Bank of Japan. September rate hike signal led the U.S. to join in intervention. All right. Let's move on to some news here. Meta launches new AI model as Zuckerberg champions open weight push. Okay. Retail investors sold SpaceX shares for the first time on Friday. Let's see here. OpenAI flags possible critical cybersecurity risk in upcoming model. Let's see if there's any other. Now, this could mean Apple, right? Apple's been testing memory chips from China, CXMT, across product lines, including iPhones and MacBooks. That could be why some semis are down. Okay. All right, moving on. We're going to look at the market internals recap from Friday. Okay. Equal weight was super strong on Friday. Okay. I got long right in here, I believe. Yeah, right in here. I was like 3 points away from my target when that move happened, and then my break even got hit. Right, just that was the move. Right, and then we pulled back. Just not a great market, to be honest with you. It really wasn't. There really wasn't super bearish or bullish about this day. Okay, so it was Friday. Generally after 1 o'clock, nothing good happens on a Friday. All right. Now let's look at the. We're going to go to the daily charts now. All right. Let's look at our SPY. All right. So the SPY, after having those 4 days up, move sideways. That is bullish. All right. Where are we now? 773. 773 is near the highs of Friday. Let's look at futures. Futures, you can just see we're consolidating. Right? It's nothing but bullish, right? You're holding higher prices, nothing but bullish. Qs. So the Qs, right? You do have this daily supply. So pushed up, got resistance there, right? And fairly decent day, right? The Nasdaq. Now where are we now? 722.40s. Upper third of Friday's range. Now we are at the overnight lows, I have to say, in the Nasdaq. We are at the overnight lows. We were gapping up, so it's giving up some gains here. So let's look at the futures. You can see here, look at that wick now. Into that daily supply again. It's having problems. Okay, so this has been pretty big resistance here. You do have a daily demand starting here. Okay, so I feel like a pullback. We need another correction maybe to launch again. To launch again. Okay. Now, I'm going to skip hourly charts. Okay. I'm going to skip hourly charts and go right into the market profile and volume profile, so I can give you some good analysis here. Okay. You go right into it. So here's the market profile and the volume profile. Okay. So let's look at this range, right? It's basically a balance range. Okay. Poor structure below. Still have the poor structure. We have not tapped into that, but the longer you try to go into it and you can't, is bullish. Okay, so we're going to get right into the scenarios in the ES. All right, let's break out the session here. It's just 30-minute bars for the overnight session. Okay, so we were gapping up. Okay, this I can get rid of. We were gapping up into supply, right? So now we're pulling back. Just more balance. What's the level we have to pay attention? 77.70. I've been saying this every day. 77.70. Okay, so that's actually close to the midpoint of Friday, right? It's near the overnight lows. Okay, so 77.70, just need to hold that. So if we're going to talk about scenarios, okay, and today I probably will only have time for the ES today. Okay, oop, start with a bullish case. We're at the most traded price of Friday. This is all good, right? Yes, the Friday's close. Now, there's a demand zone here, right at the most traded price of the week. Okay, any pullbacks at the 77.70 area that get support also have this demand zone. As long as you put in a higher low, retest 77.70, I would say go long. Target overnight highs 77.96 and see possibly if you could break it up, make it up to last week's high 78.20. Okay. You have a major demand zone and a key level of 77.25.24 area of support with a lot of stacked demand down here. Okay. If this was very quickly moved down here, okay, any kind of break of 77.70 and you flying down here, okay, and you sweep those 25.24 area, push back in here, another support, higher low. That's a long target 77.70. Okay. This has to be very quick. Okay. You lose the 74 to 24, 25 area, that's will be a little bit more bearish. Okay. Now, as far as shorts go, okay. Of course, what would you look at? Well, if we came into 70 to 70, got a bounce, pushed up into the overnight highs, 77.96s, and let's say we swept it, came back into range with the lower high, then you target 77.70, then you target Friday's low, 77.43s. If this market really has some weakness, you go for that 77.24s. And then a bunch of poor structure if this market really wants to take a leg lower. Okay. Conservatively, you would wait for the 77.70 and for this demand zone around the 77.55s to get taken out, retest 77.70s, short, target Friday's low, 77.43s, then you go for the 77.24s and then all that poor structure below. Like I said, that could just bounce here. I don't know. This is what I'm looking at. Okay? This is what I'm looking at. I'll give you a quick what I'm looking at in the NASDAQ. All right, I'm not going to go full scenario here, but what I'm going to say is the 297s have to hold. Right? You have stacked ultimate balance here. All right, most traded price of the week is around 297 and a half. 297 is the most traded price of the month. Okay, most traded price of the year is your 295s and a halves around. Well, as long as you stay above, again, 295, 297s, it's bullish. Keep that in mind. Okay. Keep that in mind. I'm saying this in my stream on Friday. I'm saying structure is king. Okay. Little moves in price action does not mean anything. All right. Now, like I said, let's go into the quick recap. Like I said, this is quick today. Support at 77.70 or a minor slip and then a retake of 77.70 is bullish. Below 77.70 is near-term bearish, but I don't think in the overall picture that's very bearish. You have to take out the 77.24s to take out some of that poor structure below. If you cannot take out that poor structure, we are going to balance and then probably make a move higher eventually. All right. That is my analysis for today. Smash the like button if you enjoyed that analysis. That'd mean a lot to me. Okay. As always, join me every morning. Subscribe, set that alert. I'll give you the market story, the economic calendar, leaders and laggards, technical analysis, and I just gave you the long and short trade scenarios in the ES and the NASDAQ futures. Okay. If you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That's Confluence Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. Now we have our plans. Okay. It is Monday. It is Monday. Mondays sometimes tend to be very lackadaisical. Okay. And we just were gapping up and now we're not. So coming near the midpoint of Friday, let's see what happens today. All right. If I don't see you in my Discord, I should go going live around 9:45 a.m. I will see everybody tomorrow morning. Everybody have a great day. Remember, no trade is a trade.